Welcome to Some Awesome Games, good looking people. I'm Rob, and today we're talking Evolve. We're not playing Evolve, we're just going to talk about it because you guys wanted me to have a little chat about my thoughts on the new monster. And all of this is made up. I'm making everything up. None of this is true. Don't quote me on it. Don't hold me responsible if your hopes get up and then when the new monster comes out it's terrible or it's better than you imagined and you're like, man, you said it's gonna suck. Man, you said it was going to be the greatest thing ever. It's going to spit rainbows out. I don't know. I know nothing. But all I do know is thanks to Amazon. As usual, Amazon leaking the goods for games. When don't they, right? If there's a retailer to follow, it is Amazon. They gave us the name Gorgon. The Gorgon is the new monster. Apparently, they might be bullshitting us. They might be like pulling some trickery. Evolve, like Turtle Rock Studios might be like, oh my god, Gorgon's out there. Well, screw these guys. They know it's Gorgon. Let's change it up. Probably not possible, right? They probably recorded all the dialogue for hunters, so that'd be too much work to change the name Gorgon. So let's call it Gorgon because that's what we know it as now, and it probably will definitely be called Gorgon. That's one thing you can quote me on. It'll probably be called Gorgon. What is a Gorgon? If you're like a fan of mythology, like or Greece or Clash of the Titans, those terrible movies. You probably heard of Medusa, right? Pretty sure Medusa was in Clash of the Titans. I don't know. I like spaced out in that garbage. She's one of the Gorgon sisters. Like there's 3 sisters. 2 are like invincible. She's mortal. She has like snakes for hair, and if you look into her eyes, you'll turn to stone. Hercules. You ever watched the old Hercules TV show? I'm pretty sure she was in that as well. If you're old enough to have watched that with Kevin Sorbo. Irrelevant. Just like the name Gorgon is probably irrelevant to our monster. Like it might have nothing to do with this mythological creature that can turn people to stone and stuff. Just like Slim is a basilisk soldier, and that, like a basilisk, if you've seen like Harry Potter, I think there's like a basilisk snake in there. If you look into its eyes or if it looks at you, you die. Slim doesn't do that. So a Gorgon might not do what mythological Gorgons do. Could this be a coincidence that it is called a Gorgon and Slim is a basilisk? We've been told that the monster is not a Gen 1 soldier, but is it related in some way to experiments like that? Or does our Evolve writer just dig these names and we're looking too deep into it? I don't know. But does that mean our spider monster has the ability to freeze hunters in their tracks? Maybe. While not exactly a spider itself, it is like spider-like. For example, during a dropship conversation, Markov refers to its legs like a spider. It has legs like a spider when he's conversing with Jack. He also describes it as thin and fast. So it is like a small little thing that runs around. Crazy, right? So let's pretend it's a spider. Let's just go with that. It's a spider. If you know anything about spiders, spiders usually bite their food or victim or some little bug thing that they want to eat. They'll bite it and then that thing will become paralyzed and can't do anything. Still alive, but it's paralyzed and then gets wrapped up, saved for later, stuck in the fridge. I'll eat that later. So with a name like Gorgon that turns people into stone and a description like a spider, can our new monster have some kind of slow down ability on hunters or like freezing ability? Either a bite, like it can bite them, a stare or some kind of venom perhaps that it can spew out. Maybe like Behemoth, how he has the lava bombs, but instead of damage, it would lock a hunter down in an area. So once again, going to Behemoth, he has Rock Wall. He limits an area of play for hunters. Maybe our Gorgon will spit out lava bomb balls, but they're not lava bomb, they're like glue. And our little hunter friends get stuck in the glue when they're slowed down. So you can target them easier, or something else can target them easier. I'm probably wrong about the slowdown thing, so once again, don't quote me on it. I mean, if Markov describes the monster as fast, it would have no need to slow down hunters and freeze them in its tracks. Behemoth has Rockwall to slow down hunters and block them off because he is slow. If a monster's fast, it wouldn't need to slow down hunters. So the whole Gorgon stare is probably wrong. Probably. I mean, all we really know is of its silhouette and the lines that the Instagram posts have added. In the shadow lurks a monster. That's all we really know. But let's rewatch that Instagram video that we've got cranking on loop here. Let's change it. Let's watch it in a new light. There we go. Now you see, right? we can now clearly see there is some kind of larvae parasite thing running around the Gorgon's abdomen. It eats it. It grabs it and eats it. I don't need to describe what you're seeing, but I will. Whatever that thing is, it's dead now. So now we know there is more to the Gorgon. I mean, what the hell is it? And what would it do? What the hell is that little bug thing that's running around a body? Could these tiny bugs be consumed for different abilities, perhaps? Kyra has a gun that fires healing and napalm. It switches between the two on the fly. Maybe the Gorgon will eat these different types of insects to change its attack style. Maybe one could produce slowdown, so for instance, if a bug runs out and it eats it, you get the slowdown, so if you hit enemies, they slow down. Maybe it gives them fire damage. He punches enemies, they go on fire. Poison, perhaps. I don't know. Probably none of those things. In fact, I'm like 9% sure all that's wrong. Because that's the fun of speculation. We can just make stuff up, and it doesn't have to be true. It can just, it's your imagination. Who knows? I'm making it all up. I know nothing. They could be little parasite traps like Kraken's banshee mines. You run past them, they bite you, or they explode into acidy goodness like venom hounds. They could just be aesthetically pleasing. You could just be looking at them to make the monster look cool on the loading screen. They could do nothing. We know the host was a monster in development early on. It got scrapped. It is apparently canon though, so it is like legit. That monster is out there. We'll just probably never see it. Completely separate to our spider lady monster that we've got going on here. So maybe our new monster doesn't spawn minions to fight for it. After all, would that even be fun to fight minions? We would have the whole issue with Wraith like hiding and sending out decoys. Would you really want this new monster to do the same thing? Just hiding and sending out little monsters to fight for it? Kinda boring. Why would you play a monster where you don't have to play? You don't have to do anything but watch other stuff fight. That would be boring, and gameplay is king in development sometimes. So does that mean our monster can go up walls and sit on the ceiling? Probably not. These maps weren't designed for a monster that could do that. They were designed for like Goliaths and Krakens and Wraiths that stuck to the ground, even though Kraken flies, I know, but doesn't stick to the ceiling. I mean, that would mean all the maps need to be reworked. A lot of people suggesting, oh, it can sit on ceilings and stuff. You'd have to change the maps. Not all the maps have nice caves for things to sit on the roof. I mean, you probably wouldn't see that. All you'll see is like you'll get disorientated on the roof, and you've got a whole Milhouse in camo pants going on here. If you've seen The Simpsons, where Milhouse is imagining himself in camouflage gear, that's what we've got going on here with our plays. They're thinking if we sit on the ceiling, we can hide, and the hunters won't see us, and we'll be able to surprise them and attack. Probably not. Like I said, you'll probably get disorientated as the camera wigs out and goes through the geometry of maps that weren't designed to have something go on the roof. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, don't add more shit that will break it more. Let's just leave it simple for now and get this game to its perfect state before we start changing it up with ceilings and maps that require things to hang on the roof and just crazy crap. But can our new monster jump at least? It has these big ass legs that look like a cricket, you know, that cricket's jump kind of thing. It could jump. I feel like it will be a faster climber than any of the other monsters. Probably just faster overall in land speed, because Markov does describe it as fast and thin. He wouldn't describe it as fast if it wasn't faster than other monsters, would he? At least I don't think he would. He would just describe it as another monster. Same speed as always. Yeah, I mean, you would describe Behemoth as a slow monster, so... The three that we've got, like the main three, Goliath, Kraken, and Wraith, I would say that's average speed. Kraken's pretty slow. Behemoth is a slow monster, but it can roll fast. So it sounds like our Gorgon is just fast overall. Maybe fast land speed, fast climbing. Probably suggests that its traversal will be the shorter, so if it does have a jump, it'll probably be more like a little hop. That's my guess. It's all guesses. None of this is true until it is true. Nothing here is fact. Like what I'm about to say isn't fact. I think next week we'll know a whole lot more about our Gorgon body. The week after that we'll probably be waiting in anticipation for its release, and I expect the release to be on the 27th of October. So next week, I would hope, all speculation, I'm making all this up, I would hope next week, during their live stream, if they do one, that's it. That's our monster day, even if they have a special live stream some point in the week. Here's your Gorgon. This is what you're going to get. We're probably going to get another Instagram post before then that will finish off our whole little in the darkness, something waits, whatever it was. So be ready for that. What was it? In the shadows lurks a monster. That's what we got. You'll probably get a finishing thing for that called the Gorgon or something. I don't know. And that will be our big monster reveal next week. And then we have a week of, oh my god, just give it to me now. And then we get it 27th of October. None of that is true. Just my thoughts. Wild speculation. Don't get your hopes up. I have no insider information. I know as much as you. Maybe even less. Maybe some of you know more than me. This video could be out of date any second. But of course, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. And be sure to subscribe for more Evolve. The second the Gorgon is out, we will have videos on it. I won't say him or her because it's an it. It's a freaky ass monster bug creature with parasites and who knows what else. Acidy slow down spit that probably doesn't really have. You got me, that's pretty funny. Oh, Lazzy! Laz buddy, what happened, man? You get hit by a rock? Good night, ass nuggets. Hiya!